everyone, this is GOL from Productions², and we're back to do some more of our Gnomoria walkthrough. Let's go ahead and get loaded up the map here. Let's see. Just gonna do maybe an hour of recording in between sessions of working on the Gnomoria 2 mod. Trying to get as much nodes out as possible before I go back into working on the Common Insurrection mod full bore. It's going to be later on this week. I decided to take another 4 or 5 days just for the Gnomoria 2 mod to try and get as much done as possible, so I wasn't having to spend a lot of time after I'm back on to CI, or continue with CI. First day of summer. Let's see if we get any gnomes. One gnome. Jesus. I don't know what RV did. I think he took out the double for the Great Hall and then really messed around with the gnome generation formula. So it really is pretty harsh now. It's not quite as bad as it was previously. Well, obviously it's not as bad as it was previously because before you couldn't get over 45, but it's still really freaking hard to get anything over what I have now. I guess we got kind of below Kingdom Worth again. That goes back into the whole just neutralization of the fact that only everything except for weapons and armor is not going to have a very great effect on your Kingdom Worth, which is ridiculous. Weapons and armor should have almost no impact on your Kingdom Worth. It should be more of the more luxury kind of things like statues and, you know, things like that. Things that are not necessary for the operation of King. They're just kind of a luxury item. The way that it was done before, while some of the values might have been off a little bit, the way that they had it set up before for the kingdom value was way more accurate than this is. You know, the more weapons and stuff you have, the less you're supposed to be able to be attacked. That's how it should work. You should get a smaller number of enemies coming to you if you have a huge amount of weaponry. Whereas if you have lots of loot, like gold coins, platinum statues, and pet rocks, you should have like, you know, hordes of goblins and stuff. But it shouldn't be it shouldn't be based on your armor and weaponry. That's just it's a illogical position, if you ask me. It doesn't compute logically. And again, who said games ever had to be logical? This is true. They don't really have to be logical, but it's just better if you're going to have something like this to have something based off of some sort of logical, you know, argument. I don't think, you know, except in the land of small genitals, you ever have a race of enemies charging at you even more because you have, you know, 30,000 copper axes or something. Now, see, I can understand that argument if it was for precious metal casted stuff, you know, like platinum armor, for instance. That would make sense. But, you know, copper to steel, no. Silver, gold, platinum, yes. That makes sense for those higher level but utility-wise stupid, you know, types of armor. But for everything else, it shouldn't really have that effect. Hopefully RB will see the error of his ways, or at least return the values to the everything else to where they should be, instead of just having this BS armor weapon thing going on. It's really annoying. It's really messed up the balance of the game. Because you need to have gnomes in order to make armor and equip it. Because you're not just going to make armor for no reason, because that's a waste of resources. But you can't, under this system, you can't get gnomes if you don't make armor. So it's kind of like a if you build it they will come thing, which I don't really believe in, because it's just a huge waste of resources. Because you're not going to get enough gnomes to fill, 30 suits of armor in one go. Although maybe we should try that and see what happens, just for the hell of it. Looks like that gnome finally got his cork popped. And that is a lot of bags, holy hell. I saw like friggin' 7 of these guys over here or something. Crazy. Looks like the horde of goblins has come. They're trying feebly to get into, like, oh yeah, you bastards. What really sucks is if someone lost his head. If RB actually implemented mining like he was thinking, mining enemies, because then walls would have no effect. I think that's kind of ridiculous, though. I mean, it is an awesome idea, but at the same time, it's kind of ridiculous. If you allow enemies to mine, I mean, it just kind of makes it so that you just lose every single time. Even though that's the point. The point of the game is not to win. The point of the game is to lose. That's how passive-aggressive Gnomoria is. The point of the game is to lose. But at the same time, you shouldn't be able to lose within like the first 2 years. First 4 years. I mean, with what I have now on year 8, it's just because it's so hard to get any kind of population. And to keep them. It just gets so freaking hard to get enemies dealt with and all the other stuff under the new rules of the game. That you might as well just, not play it. Or play with the mindset that you're going to lose, like, 2 or 3 hours into it. There's no way to build a self-sustaining kingdom without having the wall in at some point. Or just, taking all of your gnomes and making them bloody soldiers. Which, it could work. I mean, it is a viable option. It's not a realistic option, but it is a viable one. That's why I don't do it, though, because it's not really... You're not going to make every single person in your kingdom, soldier to fight off enemies, because you need to have some amount of population there for breeding, for the continuation of your kingdom. So if you send everybody out to fight and they all die, then your kingdom's pretty much done for. If you send out all the soldiers to die, but not everyone, then sure, your army's dead and gone, but you still have a population base with which to repopulate your kingdom. Again, that's probably way too much of a realistic outlook on a game, but at the same time, I think it's really something that's required. Just for the level of, authenticity, if you will. Of some anal gamers like me that think that there should be as much realism as possible in games. As long as that realism doesn't take away from the game. In this case, we're going the opposite direction. The amount of realism being thwarted is actually impacting the game. Whereas if there was realism added to the game, it'd be a boon to it, we'll say. There are games where realism really doesn't work, like, shooters, for instance. If you get shot once in the real world, you're likely to get killed, depending on where you get shot. And one-hit deaths, I don't think would really work well, because then we'd have, 1,000 angry ragers out on the streets rather than screaming into their damn microphones every time they get shot and killed because they think they're the crap. That would be overall bad for society. So that's a place where realism doesn't need to be added. But in a game like Gnomoria, realism could really help add to the quality of the game. Anyway, now that I'm done BSing, let's actually try and get something done here. Let's see. So they're working on this down here. Let them go through all this rock that they brought up. How much we got left in here? So we're a little over halfway through. So let's see. You almost have enough for 1 platinum ingot. Cool. Got enough for 3 ingots of silver. Now I'm going to stop recording for a second, just let this go. I'm going to let them bring up a ton of more of rock for this. But I don't want to record while that's going on, because that'll just be boring and annoying, so it'll be so laggy. So, I'll go ahead and stop recording for a little while, then we'll come back once this is filled up some more. Alright, I let it go for quite a while, and while I could do that, I was working on the mod a bit. Got done with the bolters and went on to heavy bolters. But, it was running for quite a while. We ran all the way through summer. We got no gnomes at the beginning of fall. And I had to actually extended this out, and then also added this extra area here for dirt, which I'm going to have them working on right now. But we got a lot of stuff in here. 15,000, almost 15,600 raw stone. And they cleared down pretty much all the way to like 40, I think. Floor negative 40. Maybe even farther now. I guess it was down to 33, but there's also other floors that got cleared off a bit too, as you can see. 39 was one of the floors here that they touched a bit. I don't think they went underneath 39 though. No. Ah, yeah, they did. They were down here too. On 42. Well, I think 42 was it though. Yeah, it seems to be the lowest. And nothing down here in 52. So, yeah, I'll let them do all that. We go and hinder these and let them work on this for the rest of the month. Get as much done as possible. Actually, this is, or no, it was now, it was this one. I think it was on 5. I also made a bunch of barrels and some more crates, so I'll go ahead and place those now. We also had 5 merchant gnomes show up in the summer, but I didn't do anything with them. Let's go ahead and do another row of those. Let's take us down to about 43, I believe. If my guesstimation is correct here. 45, okay. Let's go and do another row then. So what's the opposition looking like out here for the moment? Got a couple of two-headed trolls, ogres. Not seeing any. We might be able to take out these ogres. Just might. Alright. Get to test this in action here. Let me see, military. So we're missing one of them. I'm not sure who though. So Fawn, Fizzle, Bublet, and Lick. So we are missing Wizbart. Minor, that's fine. Alright, my task is going to be, while we're waiting, so I'm not sure if the merchants will shoot over here or not. Unless, you know, they might not path to an area unless they have a direct path, so I want to make sure there's nothing they're going to go after when I open this gate up. There's not any logs in there anymore, are there? I think I picked them all up. Yeah. Okay. So what else? I think that's it. I think we're good for that now. Alright, coming to the morning. Pretty soon here. I don't want to open this faster or sooner than I need to, so we'll leave that gate closed until probably around 10 a.m. Make sure I'm checking for mants here. See what goblins or trolls, ogres seem to have gone. Just don't see them wandering around anywhere. I got a mant out here. It's a scout. Let's go get rid of it. Oh. Got a bunch of bleeders. That's not good. Now I think I might want to go ahead and bring in all those Warren items. Just because. That would now soon have to move the stuff there. So let's go ahead and kill those off. Are these all full? Yes, they are. So what we'll do is make some more crates. Also build whatever crates we have available down here. While we're doing this foray out here, let's go ahead and get the butcher out there to get rid of those corpses. Surprised that we haven't seen the or they already arrived. No? Have not arrived yet. Maybe they won't. Should be interesting. What are we waiting on then? crap. That's right, they work on all of these, don't they? I'll suspend them all. I was wondering what the hell is going on. Alright, go ahead and pull this lever again. That's not good. If you get attacked, you're gonna get slaughtered. No, they're not coming. I think it's because they got whacked. All those merchants got killed. Oh, come on. That's interesting. Get up there and pick up that iron, you idiots. Come on. Chop chop.